Perfect. There's my notification. So good morning, everyone. This is Commissioner Starr. Today is Tuesday, April 25th, 2023, and we will call this meeting to order at 8 a.m. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing star 6. Please unmute yourself when called to speak. Again, pressing star 6. It is very important for all others to remain muted. Thank you. Okay, we have called this meeting to order. We will start with the Commissioner's roll call. Commissioner Bell, are you with us this morning? I'm not seeing or hearing Commissioner Bell, and Commissioner Yamamoto let me know that he was not going to be able to join us today. He had another meeting he needed to be at first thing, so it looks like you all get me today. Okay, with that, we also have a few other people who are not able to join us today, and one of those is Eric Swanson with Adventist Health. So we will jump right in, and I will give a little space here for Coastal Caucus. Do we have any Coastal Caucus members with us today? Okay, not hearing any, then that makes our first presenter the Tillamook County Community Health Center, and I do see Ed Colson. Good morning, Ed.
Well, good morning, and good morning, Tillamook County. So, some big news on our report here. As of April 19th, the CDC has updated COVID-19 vaccine recommendations. Those recommendations are adults 65 years old and older are recommended to get a second bivalent booster at least 4 months from their previous bivalent booster. So in total, 2 bivalent boosters. People aged 6 years and older who have a medical condition that makes their immune system compromised are recommended to get a second bivalent booster at least 2 months from their previous booster, and that makes 2 bivalent boosters in total. Now, individuals ages 6 years old and older who have already received 1 updated bivalent booster do not need to take any action unless they are 65 years or older or immunocompromised. Updated bivalent boosters first became available in September of 22. The original mRNA COVID-19 vaccines will no longer be recommended for use in the United States, as the bivalent version offers more coverage against variants such as Delta and Omicron. Now, these flu and COVID-19 vaccines remain available by appointment at many healthcare facilities and pharmacies in Tillamook County, including our main health center location. As a reminder, the health department will be offering COVID vaccines by appointment on Tuesday and Thursdays only. We're going to continue to monitor variants, vaccination news, booster rates, and other developments, and then also keep links to current CDC data tables on our website. So for more resources and support with isolation or finding a vaccine, you can call our public health line, 503-842-3940 or 211. And if anybody is wondering whether or not they need to take a part of the vaccine booster, you can contact your healthcare provider and they should have more information. Now, if you do test positive for COVID-19, please follow the isolation guidelines from OHA, which is to isolate, stay home from work and away from others for at least 5 days from the start of symptoms or a positive test result if without symptoms. Seek treatment as early as possible if you're at high risk for severe COVID-19 illness. Continue frequent hand washing and disinfecting of high-touch surfaces. And at-home COVID test kits remain available at all county libraries, as well as at our main clinic office of 9th Street. Now, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, which aims to raise awareness of the widespread prevalence of sexual violence and promote community education to help stop sexual violence. Please join in your support for survivors and raise awareness by participating in Denim Day on April 26th by wearing denim. For more information and resources, please visit Tides of Change or the Oregon SATF resource website. And that's our weekly update for you.
Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. All right, so I recognize that Commissioner Bell is with us this morning. We have a little technological glitch. Good morning, Commissioner Bell.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Okay, super. Thank you. Okay, again, thank you, Ed. And we will keep moving through our list. So do we have the Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy with us? Gail, are you here?
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just a few announcements. We do have every Tuesdays at 10 o'clock our community is invited to join the wellness team for the at the Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy. And please check out our Facebook page at Nehalem Bay Health for the location each week. And of course, another shout out to our community partners, and including the Nehalem Bay Health District. We are partnering with them, implementing a comprehensive plan aimed at improving some things in North County. And for more information, please visit their website. So that's www.nehalemhealthcare.com. And we also have another community event set up to convey more information about how this may occur. There's one coming up at the North County Recreation District. So you can find more information about that at that website as well. So we continue. We're here to serve you. If you're interested in scheduling an appointment with one of our providers, including behavioral health, please do give us a call, 800-368-5182 for more information or to schedule an appointment. So thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Appreciate that. Any questions for Gail? Okay, hearing none, we will keep moving on. Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Frank, are you with us this morning?
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Frank Allen Williams, Director of Tillamook Family Counseling Center, Behavioral Health Services for Tillamook County residents. For information regarding appointments, any of our programs, and if you happen to be experiencing a behavioral health crisis or something that you feel needs to be handled more urgently, we would ask that you call 503-842-8201 and ask to speak with and have contact with the person who was the clinician who was on call. Information about any of our other programs, 503-842-8201 or 1-800-962-2851. That is my information and update for this morning, and I will take any questions if anyone has any.
Thank you, Frank. Does anyone have a question for Frank? Okay, not hearing any. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So do we have Sheriff Brown or someone else on from the Sheriff's Office this morning? Oh, there you are. Good to see you, Sheriff.
Good morning. I am here. So just a quick recap. I was the last few community updates. We've been talking heavily about our search and rescue banquet and auction. It was held on Saturday. We had a great turnout of people, good positive energy, lots of help, lots of volunteers, and by all accounts, it was a extremely successful event. Thank you to all the donations. Thank you to all the volunteers. Thank you to all of the staff here at the office that worked their butts off to get that event to be successful the way that it was. I can report that we raised, I don't have the exact number yet, but I can tell you that we raised over $50,000. So that's a $20,000+ more than the last time we held the event. So that is a significant increase. So it was, like I said, by all accounts, extremely successful. And just want to make sure that the community knows how much I appreciate their support, how much I appreciate the support for our search and rescue program as well. So with that, I can take any questions, and that's kind of all I got for today.
Thank you, Sheriff. Well, I think congratulations are definitely in order. That sounds like it was a really, really fabulous event, and we're super excited that you raised $50,000. I know that the search and rescue program is really, really important to our community. We have way too many lost visitors that you all end up looking for, and having the right equipment to make that easier for your teams and your volunteers, just super important. So great job, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else a question for the Sheriff? Okay. Hearing none, we will keep booking today. So emergency management is not with us this morning. They had another training to attend. So we'll move right into the Board of Commissioners. So Commissioner Bell, would you like to report out first this morning?
Oh, I'd be happy to. Thank you. Well, I was pleased to be at the Search and Rescue Banquet, which was, it was really an excellent event. It was so good. I was happy to be there and to contribute. I got to sign people up for the live auction. Commissioner Yamamoto got to serve people, and it was just outstanding. So bravo, Sheriff. And it was great to see. There were so many people there, hundreds of people, and it was well done. It was well organized. Everybody was happy, and it was very nice to see so many people in our community, passionate supporters of the Sheriff's Office and Search and Rescue. And the Search and Rescue volunteers were there, and it was just an outstanding community event. So bravo, Sheriff, well done. It was terrific. I also wanted to mention that on Saturday before the Search and Rescue Banquet, I was across the field at TBCC for a Tides of Change event. This is Tides of Change is formerly the Tillamook County Women's Resource Center. This is Tides of Change 40th anniversary, serving people, survivors in Tillamook County. And so they had a 40th anniversary event that was in conjunction with Ed Colson mentioned April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, so it was an anniversary event in conjunction with Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and the community was invited to come in for this event, and it was a true survivor storytelling event, so people told their stories about domestic violence, stalking, sexual assault. Most people told their stories anonymously, so they had written their stories and someone volunteered to read it for them, so people were able to be really forthcoming with their stories, and it was very moving. It was a very moving event, and I just want to thank people who participated and thank people who came. There were folks from the health department there. There were folks from Tillamook Family Counseling there, and all over the community, really, and it was very, very good, and I think it was a great event for survivors and also for our community to learn about what happens in those situations, what the real impacts to lives are. And also, I wanted to talk about something totally joyful. On Sunday, I was invited to Orella Chadwick's 104th birthday party. So belated happy birthday to Orella Chadwick, and thank you, Tilda, for inviting me. It was delightful to be there. It was delightful to meet their family. There were 5 generations of Chadwicks there, almost, because Orella's great-granddaughter is very nearly ready to give birth to Orella's first great-great-grandchild. And so it was just it was a wonderful, wonderful event, and I had a chance to visit with Orella a little bit. Her health is good, her spirits are good. She was there telling stories. One of her best friends was there. They were teachers together. They'd known each other for maybe 80 years. Orella was 104, and her friend, I think, was 100, and they were telling stories about when they were young women in Tillamook, and they were in a dance club, and it was so much fun. And in my conversation with Orella, she asked me to tell the community how very grateful she is for her family and her friends and her beautiful long life. She was overwhelmed with gratitude, and she asked me specifically to tell the community how very grateful she is for all of you. So I'll end there. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. That sounds like a wonderful event. Okay, so on Saturday I was not actually at the Search and Rescue Banquet because I was at the Coastal Conservation Association Banquet, or the CCA Banquet, which CCA is an organization that raises funds to protect our fisheries, and I was pleased to be able to be a part of that event. We are hopeful that next year maybe they won't occur on the same day, and I'll be able to attend SAR as well. So we have a lot of good work going on, a lot of money being raised on Saturday night for great causes that are important to our community. Last week, I'm going to report out on probably the most impactful part of my week, which was the short-term rental advisory committee meeting. I talked about it at the call last week because we were getting ready to go into that meeting. That was a 6-hour meeting for our board of volunteers where they began to grapple with some of probably the most controversial pieces that are being placed on the table for the short-term rental ordinance, and that includes what are called our growth management tools. And this is not something that the commissioners have committed to or agreed to at this point, but it is something the commissioners have asked the committee to vet, which is, are there strategies that we would use to manage the growth of short-term rentals into the future? I really encourage anyone who is interested in that particular topic, and by growth management tools, I mean things that would potentially limit the number of short-term rentals going into the future. This is a very big topic. It's one that, again, the commissioners are not committed to, but are interested in looking at. What are other communities doing? How might we look at this as a part of the strategy to achieve balance, or not look at this? So that's what we asked the committee to vet for us, was these are strategies used in other communities. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what they might look like in our community and whether they would be something that our community would be supportive of or not, and what the impacts might be. So if you're interested in hearing that conversation, the recording of that meeting is available on the Community Development website, webpage. I talk about it every week. If you go to the county's website, go to Community Development, on the left-hand side near the bottom, there's a short-term rental advisory committee button. Click on that button and it gives you all of the printed materials. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it gives you the recording of every meeting. This was a really good, deep conversation that explored, again, the intended consequences, the unintended consequences, all of that, to make sure that that information gets to the commissioners and their recommendations. So it's still an ongoing conversation, but take a listen and learn what your committee's looking at in terms of recommending. So that, I think, was the biggest news from last week, and I will keep it brief this morning. But the other, for this week, a couple things coming up. One of them is the Tillamook Lightwave meeting this morning at 9:30, which Commissioner Yamamoto has a prior commitment, and I will be attending as the alternate board member. That's from 9:30 to 11:30 today. Other thing that's coming up that I'll just touch on briefly, we have a Senate bill that is working its way through the state legislature that was sponsored by Senator Weber that would change a little bit of the land use for Tillamook County. It would require the approval of duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, and cottage clusters in our residential areas as a way to increase our density in a way that is amenable to our communities. It's not shoving large apartment buildings into residential neighborhoods, but it is allowing a bit more density. And as we look at how we are developing out our available land, we're going to need to use some tools for additional density. The key about this particular bill is that it is specific to Tillamook County. It impacts our cities and it impacts our urbanizable, unincorporated communities. So let me translate that for you. Those are our communities that have sewer and water but are not incorporated cities. So those are the areas that would be impacted. The wonderful thing about this particular bill is that it includes us as a priority community for funding to get assistance to make this happen. So it has moved through the Senate committee and out of the Senate. It is now at the House in the Housing and Homelessness Committee, and I will be testifying along with some members of our Housing Commission on Thursday at 8 a.m. We are hopeful that this will move forward. We have good support, obviously, from our senator as well as our representative here in Tillamook County. And now we just have to sell the rest of the state on why it's important for Tillamook County to have our own bill. So fingers crossed that moves forward. With that, I will end my report and we will go ahead and move on to our cities. I know that today for Manzanita, Deb Simmons, the mayor, is unable to be with us, but we have Layla Aman. Good morning, Layla. I believe we have Layla.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, there you are. Good morning.
Thank you. Well, I just have a couple quick announcements today. We have our short-term rental committee meeting happening this Friday, 28th. at 10 a.m. Next week, we have our normal city council meeting in person at the Pine Grove Community House at 6 p.m. And then still accepting Citizen of the Year nominations. We would love to get some more. So please resubmit those to City Hall at Manzanita, City Hall at ci.manzanita.or.us. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, moving on. Rockaway Beach. I believe that I saw Mayor Charles McNeely with us today.
Good morning, Tillamook County. Can you hear me, Commissioner?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect, thank you. So a few items this morning. On Wednesday, we'll have our first community listening and information session on our Salmonberry Trail project. It's Wednesday at the City Hall from 6 to 8. We've already had 2 sessions with merchants and business owners, and so this continues our engagement with the community to make sure that what we plan for meets their needs and expectations. Second, and I think everybody on this call knows this, FEMA is accepting public comments on BIOP through May 5th, and the City of Rockaway Beach has information on our website for those that want to explore it more and perhaps submit comment. In this vein, we're excited to say that Tillamook County Community Development Director Sarah Absher will update our community on BIOP and on SB 406 at our May 10th City Council meeting. And we're having a 4th of July parade again this year, and this year the theme is Small Town America, and we're accepting applications for the parade, and we're also accepting applications for Grand Marshal and Volunteer of the Year through May 1st. So ballots and applications are on our city website. Work continues on the South First Railroad Street Railroad crossing. The weather has not been a friend to the crew working on the project, so it is taking a little bit longer than intended. We've got an opening on our planning commission. Christina Woida had a change in her work situation, which made it impossible to continue on the commission. And so I want to just thank her personally for her service to our beloved community and say she will be missed. I would add that I was impressed with our planning commission from the first meeting I attended. They are a focused, productive team, and more to come on our filling of that vacancy. And then my last item is pretty exciting for us. I want to announce that Melissa Thompson-Kiefer has accepted our offer to join our city staff as city recorder. Melissa is impressively qualified for the position. She has over 10 years of experience as a city recorder in the state of Oregon and 2 years experience as city manager for the city of Nehalem. She's a certified municipal clerk through the Oregon Institute of Municipal Recorders, and in 2016 she was awarded the Oregon Institute of Municipal Recorders President's Award of Distinction. Ms. Thompson-Kiefer joins our staff on June 1st. So back to you, Commissioner.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the updates. Okay, moving on to Garibaldi. I don't see Mayor Hall's phone number, but I'm going to pause for a minute because sometimes people are tricky and come from a different phone number. Okay, not hearing from Mayor Hall. We will jump down to the city of Tillamook and City Manager Nathan George. Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning, Commissioner. Can you hear me okay?
I can, thank you.
Wonderful, thank you very much. In the spirit of today, it might be a little bit shorter too. In our Public Works Department, our water crews are performing valve maintenance at our water treatment plant. Several employees are participating in sewer and street training this week. The City of Tillamook celebrated its 35th annual Arbor Day celebration yesterday. We did that at the Coatesville Park, which is located on 9th Street. We want to thank the Tillamook Beekeepers Association for the generous donation of trees to support our Arbor Day celebration. With the weather heating up, we are working on repairing several potholes. For inquiries and maintenance requests within the City of Tillamook, please email our Public Works Department at publicworks@tillamookor.gov. Inquiries are addressed in the order they're received, and our Public Works Department operates from 6:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And even if you can't identify as a city street, please send us an email, and if it is an ODOT or a county we will forward that along. Fun water fact: did you know that the first water filtration works opened in Paisley, Scotland, in 1832? The City of Tillamook City Council will hold a public hearing and first reading on an ordinance regarding accessory dwelling units at their next regular meeting on Monday, May 1st. For further information on this item, please contact the city's planning department. And in the police department, Lieutenant Troxel and Chief Rao have been attending the funeral and all arrangements for Corporal Joseph Johnson, a fallen officer of the Nissa, Oregon Police Department, who was murdered by a gang member about 2 weeks ago. Actually, a week and a half ago. He was a great father, husband, and officer, left behind a wife and 2 young daughters. Corporal Johnson was trained by Chief Rao in the Oregon State Police Academy. He was also a great friend to Chief Rao and his wife. We ask our community to keep them in your thoughts. And also, along with that, I'll remind everyone, if you see something, say something. Even if you don't know... Sorry, Commissioner, you still hear me?
Yes, I can. Somebody came off mute.
Okay.
We've got him muted again. Go right ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to remind everyone, if you see something, say something. I oftentimes get questions, we have this problem, next door, what do we do? Call, if it's an emergency, call 911. If it's not an emergency, but still needs something that looks out of the ordinary, please call dispatch. And if you can't remember dispatch, call 911. But it's important to know that even if you need to file a report with an officer, you need to get an officer out there, you need to speak something, you've got a video of something that happened that you're not sure, call dispatch and request an officer, and they will make a report. We need to do that in order to get things logged in. When people are just complaining to other people, our police can't do anything about it, and this happens frequently still. We try to remind people, please call dispatch, request an officer, tell me on file a report. If you've got a video or you've got some type of evidence, then please get hold of dispatch to get an officer. And as they log in those complaints and those reports, then the police can actually follow up accordingly. So that's all I have, Commissioner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nathan. We appreciate your report, and our hearts all go out to Chief Rao and to the corporal's family. It strikes our small communities so deeply when we lose one of our own. So, Chief Rao, our hearts are with you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Moving on to South Tillamook County. Doug Olson, are you still with us? I realize you may be en route to the Lightwave meeting. I know you were here earlier. Okay, I don't see Doug. He's probably, like I said, en route to the Lightwave meeting, where I will see him at 9:30. So with that, we have completed our community report out. We'd like to thank KTIL for broadcasting. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for attending with us, and go out there and enjoy this sunshine. We are adjourned at 8:28 a.m.